Well, good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming out to the show today, to Sales Mastery with Steve Batiz. So, Steve, thanks for coming in, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Steve is one of my favorite agents, and here's why. So, what do we always talk about? The way we operate here in this company generally is almost 100% social farming. So, when we get somebody cool doing business the way he does, it's just another avenue for us to kind of think outside the box on it. And if I can just give you a little overview of you. So Steve has been in the business for quite a while. From what city are you from originally?
Well, I call it Atlanta home.
Okay, Atlanta home, and you retired Navy?
Nope, he just got out. I should have retired.
Just got out, okay, and he was a recruiter. And so I heard you saying that you heard no a lot, and you kept making a lot of calls. So I think it got ingrained into your head that you keep going, right?
No with some expletives behind it all the time.
Okay, now I'm not talking about your dating life. I meant when you were calling the
recruiting.
recruiting.
Yeah.
No, I'm totally kidding. So, but Steve is just great at call conversion. You purchase leads. You've got a pretty good budget for that, right?
Yep.
And he is really good at it, which is why I wanted to get him. So again, we always talk about social farming. We talk about all the people that have to, keeping in contact, going to every event you're invited to, all that. But a lot of times, if you're moving into a new area, and let's say you don't know anybody, a great way to get started in the business, Ethan, right, is to buy leads, which is what Ethan's doing with RedX. And how long have you been buying leads? And do you mind talking about, like, you don't have to say exactly where they come from, but how did you get into buying leads?
I've been buying leads for a few years now. Zillow, I've tried pretty much all of them. Homes.com, buy at Google AdWords, ads through the site.
Realtor.com probably.
Well, back when they were selling leads, they're not selling them anymore, unless something changed. But yeah.
Right. Okay, so, and I was talking to.
Can I say something?
Please do.
Who's in charge of the little bleep button? The little. Because you might want to keep your finger on it.
Hey, you know what? Just be you, man. Let it out. Let it out.
If I say the F word, is that cool, or can we like?
Yes, we're doing
cool.
it. All right. So my question would be, there's two types of leads, right? There's the leads that just a billion people call in, and you just never know what you're going to get, and then there's the scrubbed leads, right? Mm-hmm. Can you talk a little bit about the difference between the two? In your experience.
You know what? I mean, some of the leads, like Zillow, is supposed to be scrubbed, but they don't really, they don't really scrub them that well. I know Realtor.com used to.
Yes.
They would scrub them a lot better. Mm-hmm. But what they change over to? What was the OpCity? Yeah. So when you started getting OpCity leads, now you're paying 35%, but they're actually, finding out if they have a realtor, if they're working with someone. Zillow's supposed to. Well, I don't even know if they're supposed to do it, but we'll get a call from Zillow. They're not really scrubbed.
Well, and Amber, do you know what scrub means? You know what we're talking about?
Why don't you?
Okay. I just want to make sure. So for the newer people out there watching, so there are two different types of leads. There's people that just buy leads and anything and everything comes in. You can get a $10,000 lot in Barstow, and then you can get a mobile home, and people are calling and saying, well, why are you calling me? What happened? Where did this come from? That's a standard purchase. And then the other purchase are the scrub leads. And that's where somebody calls in, and when they call in or when they text in, the company that you're buying the leads from actually goes back to them and scrubs them. Are they a real person? Are they actually looking to buy? Would they like to set up an appointment? That's the difference. You're going to pay a lot more for a scrubbed lead. So scrubbers are people that are making sure that the leads you take are actually valid. However, pretty big, significant difference in the price that you pay per lead, right? Would you mind, what do you pay per lead, if you don't mind me asking?
It depends. Like Zillow, it's about $250 a lead. The leads through my website, I'll get through my Boomtown site. I'm spending about $2,200 a month, and I'll get about 80 to 90 leads depending through the site. And a lot of those that are coming through, I always tell people, I always tell the agents that are calling the leads. I mean, some of them think they're bad leads. Anytime someone goes to a website and puts in their information, and you actually get that person on the phone, they're looking for something. They might not be looking now, but they're looking. But there's some of them, like we'll have, like last week, Jenny had a little kid, a couple of times, like little kids, like, oh, I'm only 15 and I'm going to buy my $1 million house, and you're like, oh God,
keep that number. You just
wasted my rotation, kid.
I paid $250 for this call.
Right,
Yeah.
But It really depends, and there's sites out there that like there's one called verified real estate leads where you pay per lead. They're not expensive, but they're not really that great a lead either. But it's a numbers game.
Well, and let's talk about that. So a lot of people, when they are buying leads, or even people that have joined the team now, I will tell you, it is hard to go from a social farmer to a cold call converter. I mean, would you agree? I mean, it's a big difference.
Yeah.
And so some of the agents that have come over that come onto teams like yours, they have a heck of a time because they're not used to know. They're used to people that they know, people that want to work with them. But with you, I know you get a ton of leads coming in, but what percentage of the number of leads that come in would you say are actually convertible?
Are convertible?
Mm-hmm.
I would probably say maybe 10%.
Okay,
are convertible. I mean, a lot of them are. I mean, some of them are long term. That you have to work them. You really
Right.
have to work them. And,
Right.
You'll get like I'll just give an example. The other day, 2 days yesterday, the day before, we had me and my girlfriend just got back from Vegas. We came to her house, and I was like, let's go get a massage. I had this lead come in, a woman. She wanted to look at homes, and then she says, no, I got something came up, I can't look. I'm like, all right, cool. So we're like, let's go get a massage. So we went and we got an hour, and then I told the woman, give us another half hour. So we were in an hour and a half massage. When I came out, it was like 3:30. She texted me at 2 o'clock she goes, you know what, things have changed, let's go look. I didn't get that text until 3:30, and then by the time I got a hold of her, she had found another agent. And she was looking at $1.3 million homes,
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, you have to be like on top of them,
Mm-hmm.
when they come in, and keep your phone by you. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
but you have to live your life too.
Absolutely, and that is the hard part.
Right.
But that goes back to this too.
But I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna keep calling her.
So let's say that 10%, like you said, 10% of the 100 are convertible. How many actually convert? And this is a conversation you and I have had a million times, because people have joined your team or try to do something, and they'll go through 10 or 20 calls and be like, this isn't for me, this sucks, I don't want to do it. But realistically, it is a numbers game, right?
Yeah.
So you think maybe 3% actually convert?
Probably.
10% are convertible, but 3% actually
3%
convert?
would be, yeah.
That's the frustrating part, is so many people think that they're just going to be like, hi, this is Bill. Can you come list my house? That's not how those calls work.
No.
Right? So can we talk about how the calls actually work?
Yeah, I mean, most of the time when you get on the phone with someone, they're apprehensive, because first of all, most of the time they don't expect to get a phone call. Like the Zillow ones kind of do. They know they're connecting them to a call. Sometimes we'll get on, Zillow will call me and say, hey, we have so-and-so, you have a lead coming in. Then the agent will get on and say, oh, they dropped off. And then they'll try to call, there's my phone, look at that, spam. Anyway.
If he gets a call, he's going to take it, by the way, right now.
Yeah,
I'm serious.
That's
we already decided.
If Zillow calls, we're going to get on the phone.
Yeah, won't that be fun? Put on speaker.
What was your question?
Oh, I was just talking about kind of the conversion and keeping them on the phone as well.
So what I typically do is when I talk to them, I'll try to find out, like if they're looking at a particular house, I'll say, hey, I saw you looking at this house in Canyon Lake. Did you want to go take a look at it? Oh yeah, I want to look at it. And then I'll go into asking them, try to ask them, do you have a realtor? It really depends on the vibe I get from them. Sometimes they're very apprehensive, and I want to get them in the house. If I have time, I want to get them in front of them right away. I know there's a school of thought that you don't take anybody out to look at houses until they're qualified. I'm not going to take you and look at 30 houses if you're not qualified, even 5 houses. I might take you to 1 or 2, because I want to get in front of someone, because I can read their body language. I can see, how are they, how they're reacting to me, and try to build that rapport.
Hi, I'm Chuck Whitehead. Thank you so much for tuning in. And for more great information, feel free to join us on Mondays and Wednesdays for our live shows on Facebook and YouTube.